Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Faustina. I'm also an entrepreneur based in Singapore and I've been running my brand since 2014. So, if you're here, it's probably because you have a couple of problems that you're facing and you're considering whether or not to actually start on this journey on being an entrepreneur, right? So I'm gonna quickly share with you some of the struggles and the problems that I faced before I started my journey, and also some of the solutions that I think would help you in deciding whether or not you should actually start on this journey as well. By the way, if you can support me, do like and subscribe down below so that I know that this is actually helping you, because we have weekly videos every single week. Okay, let's jump into it right now. So the first problem I always hear from people, which is also what I started out with first, is how in the world do I even start? Where do I even start? Right? I think that was the question I was asking myself for a really long time actually, but honestly, it's not that hard to look for it, okay? Deep down inside, you know what you love, you know what your passion is and stuff like that, okay? Even if you have not done it for a long time, you really know. For instance, if let's say you were in school before and you were in a particular sport, a particular art program, and it really made you so excited that you really wanted to pursue it and you really just kept thinking about it day and night, that kind of love, that kind of passion, that kind of excitement, that's the kind of thing that you would call your passion, and that is where generally the direction is that you want to follow. So that's the most important thing. The most important thing is not to find out which gives me the most money, because honestly, if money is going to be your first priority, that is the first step towards failure, trust me. Because even the time that you've earned enough money and you don't love what you do, that's the worst thing that can happen, okay? So first and foremost, find out what exactly your passion is. For myself, from a very young age, I knew that dance was my passion, absolutely. How do I start a business around it? How do I make money of it? I don't know, but I knew that dance has always been my thing. Like if I were to ask my friends, ask my parents, ask anyone, people around me, they think, Sandra, what do you think? Dance. Because I was just so involved in everything, I was leading the group, I was performing, going for competitions and stuff like that. So you really got to think about what actually it is for you as well. Now, if you're ever not sure, what I would suggest is ask your friends, ask your family, ask anybody around you, like, hey, what was something that you think really made me very excited growing up, for instance? So that actually makes a lot of a difference. Or perhaps something that you think you can do day and night and you won't, fret about, oh, I have to do this and stuff like that. Because the going is going to get tough, trust me, along the way. But most importantly, you have to love what you do. So the question is, what do you love to do? What can you keep doing? Whether it's drawing, whether it's martial arts, whether it's taekwondo, whether it's dance, whether it's, cycling, anything. So what exactly is your passion? That's the first question. Figure that out. Now the second problem that I realized from the very beginning is I have no money. So how in the world can I actually start a business around that? So all I have to say is, look, in this day and age, right, you don't need a lot of money to start. I'm not saying that you don't need money at all, you do, but you don't need a lot of money to start. For instance, there's so many platforms out there that are free, So for example, okay, I'll give you a very quick example. In Singapore, we have a platform called Carousel, and you can always look for something, a product that you really believe in, or a service that you really believe in, and put it on Carousel and tell people more about it, right? So money is always if I leave my full-time job, what am I going to do? How am I going to earn the money? How am I No one's saying that you have to drop your entire full-time job immediately, okay? I didn't do that as well. I was kind of doing all the side hustles as well as running the brand before I really full-fledged went into it, right? So always think about different platforms that you can use first, and just be creative, just be imaginative, and just do what it is, to really just keep the momentum going, because momentum is key. You have to keep the momentum going and just keep trying and just putting yourself out there. It's not about the money. Okay, once you earn your first amount of money, put that back into it again and then keep recycling that until something good comes out of it, alright? So it doesn't matter whether you have $5 or $10, if you have $5, grab some materials, put something together that is in your passion, and then sell it for a profit, say $10, and you get a profit of $5. You know, it's something as simple as that. So don't worry so much about the money, okay? It will come as long as you love what you do and you're passionate about what you do. Third thing I always hear, okay, which was something that I was considering as well, which is that if I were to do this full time, I have no security. What if I don't earn money? What if my things don't sell? What if my services don't sell? So many questions, and the worst part are the voices in your head. Alright? So listen to me, stop those voices in your head first, okay? Because those voices can really get you down, and trust me, it has at many points of time in my life, okay? But the most important thing to realize is, like I said before, you don't have to think about really dropping your entire full-time job and just going straight up into it. If you can, great, but you don't have to, okay? So don't feel like you have to drop entirely off your security just to get into it, because we are all at different stages in our lives. You know, some of us have family members that we really have to care for, and medical bills to you know, take care of. And then some of us have children. Not me, I don't have child yet, but some of us who have children, okay, will have something to consider about as well, because that is something that you have, it's big expenses there, alright? So don't have to think about really having to dive right 100% into it and then, you know, do or die, that kind of a thought. But I think really figure out what your passion is first, and then, you know, take it one step at a time, and then try to figure out which are the different platforms that you can use. Okay, now that we've talked about the problems, I'm going to show you some of the solutions that I think will help you towards your journey on starting. The first solution that I have, alright, once you figure out your passion, is to figure out how you want to share with people. What do I mean by that? Now, there's so many different ways of sharing. It could be a product, it could be a service. For instance, right now I am selling ballet bars, I am selling mirrors, I'm selling yoga mats, I'm selling yoga blocks, I am selling ballet shoes, jazz shoes, all sorts of things, right? So that's a product. What are my services? My services are that we have dance classes, fitness classes, we have our 3D scanner, which is you can do a scan, so that's a service as well. We also do, we used to do tailoring services, so all these are services. So the question is, what do you want to share with people? Do you want to share a product? Do you want to share a service? Do you want to teach people? That's a service. You want to sell something and make something that you know would really help something in your industry, or the thing that you're so passionate about because you know what exactly is wrong with that. Then you can create a product of that. Then it becomes a product to sell as well. So what exactly do you want to share with people? That's the first question. Okay, figure that out. Second question is, where do you share that with people? This is a very good one, because the thing is, there's so many different platforms, like I said. If let's say you want to share a product, there are different platforms that you should go to register to start selling items. For instance, you have Shopify, which is what I use. You have WooCommerce. You have, let's say you have Amazon, right? And then you also have Shopee. You have so many different platforms that you can go into and leverage on that to actually sell your products. So if you're looking at services, okay, what kind of services do you offer? Many different things. If let's say you want to teach people something, okay, are you looking at doing a physical class? Are you in studio class? Are you looking at doing an online class where you're teaching people online? So are you looking at offering services to people? Let's say, for example, if you're an accountant and you really want to help people with their bookkeeping, you could go to somewhere like Upwork and offer your services there. So all these are different platforms that you can use to offer your services. So the question is, what exactly do you want to share, and how exactly do you want to share that? My second solution, okay, is to put yourself out there and be the expert. What do I mean by that? I'm not saying that, oh, you know, if you have all the credentials, good. But what I'm saying is, you know, share your knowledge and be the expert, in the sense that you want to share as much as you can, read up as much as you can, educate yourself as much as you can, and then put it out there for people as well, okay? What I mean by this is, in my experience as a dancer, I know that there were certain things that were wrong, right? For example, the reason why I started to want to offer tailoring services was because I really couldn't get someone to create a costume that I really liked, that was functional, that served all of its purposes. So I decided to do it myself. So that was the reason why I wanted to offer tailoring services and started to do it myself and sew myself as well, because I really found that there was a problem with this. There was a missing link, and the reason why I knew that was because I danced. And only if you are a dancer, and if you dance, you will actually understand what the problem is. So the thing is, because you're doing what you do already, and let's say you've been doing it for years, you know exactly where the problems are. For instance, if you think that, okay, if you're in cycling and you realize that, the wheels or some parts are really not good, or the form as a cyclist is very important, and that's something you want to share. That is you knowing exactly what's wrong because you have been doing it, okay? No one else knows it. If I'm not a cyclist, I don't know what it is, but if I was to hear from you sharing about it, I would learn something from it, alright? Doesn't matter on the level, honestly, because the moment you share, the moment people learn, the moment you start sharing with one another, it becomes a community, and that's how we all grow as humans, okay? So, be the expert, share the knowledge, learn from each other, keep improving, and that is why it's so important to keep sharing knowledge. The third solution that I have for you is to research. Now, what do I mean by research? Now, when you really know exactly what you love, right? For instance, if I really love terrapins, which I do, okay, I love terrapins, I love turtles. So, if I really love turtles, and that is my passion, right? I have so much of a passion for terrapins, so much of a passion for turtles, so much of a passion for animals. The question is, do you research and see what people are already offering? So what I mean by that is, for instance, if I want to start a brand on terrapins and turtles and perhaps offer some products about that, I might start that actually. I don't know. Okay, so if I really am into that, I want to see what people are already offering out there and if it actually works. For instance, if I'm into terrapins, I'll look at, okay, what kind of accommodation or the housing of tanks are people offering out there in the market? What kind of accessories are there in the market? What kind of food are there in the market? How can I do it better if I were them? Or how can I improve it such that I know that this actually makes sense for someone else? And you want to see, let's say, if it's services, what kind of services are there out there for terrapins? Is there a shell scrubbing service out there? I don't know. Just be creative, just be crazy about it, just have a blank piece of paper and just start scribbling things down. Doesn't matter, just go and research about what people are already offering out there and make it better. Alright, the fourth thing that I have for you is to just go for it. Okay, what I mean by that is that sometimes you have either too much voices in your head, or the people around you, or you just are taking too long to consider and you're not taking any action. Now. The thing to do is, first and foremost, to take action. That's the first thing. The second thing to do is to make sure that once you've taken action, put it in your calendar. Decide on an action, put it in your calendar, and do it. Go for it. It could be a very small step. For instance, you can put it in your calendar. Okay, I'm going to do research about what people are offering out there today. Put it in your calendar and make sure you set time aside. Let's say if it's an hour, to go research in that entire hour. Alright? Don't shortchange yourself. Alright? Just make sure to really go for it, to do something. Just take one step. Okay, you finish the first step, schedule the second step. Schedule it. Do it. Like really go for it, because I think that's the most important thing. The hardest thing would be to really not do anything, right? So you need to always make sure that you're consistent, that you're doing things, and you're making it work no matter what. So scheduling is always very important, because you know that you're taking an action and a step towards it. No one's saying that you have to take a huge step and drop everything. No, just take the first step by scheduling it and making sure that you get to do it now. Okay, because I realized, for instance, if you need to clean the floor, and you go like, okay, I'm gonna clean it, but you don't set time aside for it, you don't plan for it, you don't do anything, you're not going to clean the floor. It's as simple as that. So
alright, so if you've watched all the way to the end of this video, I would like to thank you so much, and I hope that you found this useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and turn on the notification bell because we have new videos coming